What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, having lost my job at Amazon, I find myself in a very high pressure situation. Now, I know Amazon doesn't particularly pay very well, and I know I've had issues in the past with stupid routes, going from Wakefield to Leeds to Bradford, back to Huddersfield, and I know I've been putting a lot of miles in the car, but I was also in a position where I could make up to £80 by 11 AM. I could grow my YouTube channel with an audience who loves to see me delivering parcels. The YouTube really does add up my daily total, so I appreciate all you guys watching. I, like a lot of people, I'm not in a position where my bills are low enough or savings are high enough to not panic about losing my job. Now, I have emailed Amazon a few times and I am currently in pursuit to get my account back, but if I don't, I guess the best way to look at it is fate, or even better, God's plan. Although you guys always enjoyed watching the videos, watching me deliver parcels, a few have noticed I wasn't particularly enjoying that way of life, and it's a good opportunity for me to find a new purpose and direction. But it's crucial I keep a positive approach to the situation and not get lost in the same negativity I found myself in throughout the last couple of weeks. You know, I was already a little bit down in the dumps before losing my job as a flex driver and a little directionless in life. That just pushed it over the edge, to be honest. And now I've lost that, but I've been forced into that position. Now I can explore new avenues and find a new way of life. So guys, you may be wondering what's next. A few of you will know that I enrolled onto a telecoms course in Huddersfield Town Centre. Now, I was a little dubious and skeptical at this at first because it's a 10-week full-time Monday to Friday course, government funded, with no guaranteed job at the end of it. It was also in an industry I didn't really see myself in 5 years time. But to be honest, neither was Amazon, so I thought to myself, if I can get a job in this, I could film my work, I could continue my YouTube videos and make a higher wage at the same time, because Amazon Flex was a little bit low for my needs. And I thought to myself, if I took on the course, I'd still be able to pay my bills by working on weekends and working in the afternoon. But when I lost my job at Amazon Flex, that all came crashing down, to be honest, because that was no longer an option. And I'm not really in a position at the moment where I can waste 10 weeks unpaid. I did do the first day of the course, then I made a video talking a little bit about the course, sharing things I was skeptical about, and luckily enough people reached out to me, people who have done the course, people who are in the industry, and I've been told that you don't necessarily even need this qualification to get a job in the industry. You can get a job in the industry and learn whilst you're going. That is what made me decide, okay, I haven't got 10 weeks to devote to this course. It's not a particular interest of mine. I'm going to drop the idea of this course. And that's that. To anyone, anything government funded, you've got to be skeptical of, because the companies aren't really determined to go and get you work on the receiving end of doing a course or anything government funded. Their real drive is to just claim as much money as they can. A lot of people who've done the course, who reviewed the course online, say it was a good course, but I'm still looking for a job at the end of it. And for me, I won't write it off forever. It wasn't worth really continuing on the course, and I'm glad I quit after day 1 rather than day 14. So now that I don't have Flex, what do I have? Well, I do have Relay. My shifts will be in Manchester. It's also not the best paid job ever. there are issues I have with it, and some of the shifts do tend to be longer than advertised. But unlike Flex, all the routes are in areas that are by the pit stops or the shops you pick up the parcels from. They're all closer by in a smaller radius, so there's no driving in the morning to Leeds and then picking up my shift, not knowing where that shift is. If with Relay you know where your shift is, finding out you're gonna have to drive to York City Centre and then from York back to Huddersfield. No, it's into Manchester, do one route, 12 kilometers all the way round, and then do another route and then another. I should still be able to do over £100 a day with Relay and still have time for other stuff as well. So I'm thinking of starting next week. Tuesday, by the way, we'll have to start this because I'm currently suspended by Relay for cancelling a shift. We're alright, suspended. We're not off the Relay app, and that's going to be my safe money earner. And from now until the end of the year, I want to really strive to get to the position where I'm no longer dependent on a job and I'm able to create my own income, my own money. That's an aim of mine. I'd also like to weigh in at 16 stone on the very last day of the year. I want to go into 2026 in the best mental shape of my life and in a better shape than I'm in now physically as well. And so I got to put some targets in place and I got to make some plans and be prepared to put the work in order to make that happen. No matter what we do over the next couple of months, I'm going to make sure I'm working hard outside of that in order to create the life I actually want, and that's to be just independent and making my own money. And you know, I got a lot of resources and ability to do a lot of things, and I want to make the most of them. Right then, you wanna go for a walk? You wanna go for a walk? Come on then, come here. Hello? She's not very loving. Like if I go to give her a stroke, 9 times out of 10, she won't want one. She just wanna play. Look at this, she'll come to me now. She's been with us a couple months now, so she's still tiny, aren't you? Still tiny, but you've grown quite a bit. Walk. You wanna walk? Come to me then. Come on. What's it? What's it? Now I got you. Now I got you. Hey, say hello. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. There we go. Got you in your nice blue harness now, haven't we? Right, I don't know how good the sound quality is going to be, but how we doing, guys? I moved out of the city of Liverpool into the countryside and I don't regret it at all. Just take a look at what we have here. These are the views, this is the atmosphere. Yes, it's very windy right now, but I assume you can still somewhat make out what I'm saying. Maybe when we get around the corner it's going to be a little less windy. You know, I was meant to film this part outside, but as you can hear, the wind is pretty intense right now. So let's go back to the car. Well, yeah, it would have been nice to get a little footage outside, but hey, that weather recently is so intense, isn't it? Is it like this all over England or just where I'm based?
Comments, so I've not followed word by word.
Anyway, we have 87 days until the end of the year, and I've set myself 3 end of year targets that I'm going to be working towards from here on out. The first one is making at least £200 a day independent of work. So at the start, £200 a day is not just going to appear out of anywhere. And I'm going to be using YouTube, TikTok Creator Program, TikTok Shop, Facebook, sponsorship deals, Rafal, social media management, UGC, and Cameo to try and start making this £200 a day. I'm going to document how much I make. These are all different methods of making money, most of which I've made money with before. It is our aim to get to £200 a day, so that going into the new year we can be dependent on ourselves. Now, the second end of year target is to weigh in at 16 stone. I'm currently 18.9, which I'm not too disappointed with. When I went to Montenegro a few months back, I was like approaching 20 stone. And I felt like I'd put the weight back on, because when I went to Montenegro, I was running half marathons 3 days a week. And I lost like, in a month, I lost 1.5 stone, something like that. But in fact, I went from 18.7 to 18.9, so I put on 2 pounds. Since coming back, I've been working out, I've been running a little bit, but I was expecting to have put on more weight with what I was eating, so I'm pleased with that. But we've got to do a lot to get down to the 16 stone mark from 18.7 in a few months. So what I'm going to do to achieve this is breakfast, 6 eggs, 1 kiwi, 1 banana. Lunch, ground beef, rice and broccoli. Dinner, salmon, potato, kale, berries. I'm going to run 5k 3 times a week. And I'm going to do 3 weight sessions a week. Before anyone says something like, you can't have 6 eggs a day, or you can't eat salmon every single day, heavy metals, whatever. What I'll say is, if I follow this diet, it's going to be a lot healthier than the diet I'm currently following, which is kind of eat whatever you want without restriction. I don't really want to be running half marathons or anything like that. I just want to be doing 5k 3 times a week and get to a decent speed by the end of the year. I know it's going to be cold and windy now, but we got to get it done. 3 weight sessions a week. That's what we're currently doing anyway. My final end of year goal is to find an actual purpose in life. Like, it's all well and good. Oh, I want to make money. I want to get views. But I want to know by the end of the year what I actually want to do, what drives me to make videos, what drives me to do anything in life. And I want to find an actual purpose rather than just be motivated by getting money. Because when you drug dealers are motivated by getting money. People acting like clowns on the internet are motivated by money. And they get it. A lot of people get it. And I got to remember there are people who make money on the internet who are not people that I'd admire or want to become. And that's why it's really important not to compare yourself with others. I want to really sit back, know who I want to become. Not just outside, not just externally, but internally as well. And go into 2026 with a clearer vision, because I've been feeling a little bit lost in life. We'll be back to relay on Tuesday. So I appreciate you all taking your time to listen today. Maybe you want to drop 3 end of year goals and targets in the comment section down below. Something you want to do by the end of the year. It doesn't need to be drastic. It doesn't, it can be a simple progression so that you're going into 2026 with a clear vision or mindset as well. But I appreciate you taking your time to hear me chat wham on camera yet again. I'll see you soon. Take care. God bless.